Hello my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara, and today we're going to be going over Sun in the third house. So this video is for you if you have this particular placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. This video is also going to resonate with people who have Leo in their third house or even a Leo Mercury. So the Sun in our natal charts deals with our ego, our sense of self. It is our identity. Sometimes they say the Sun is who we think we are. Other times I've heard that the Sun is who we are growing into being. The Sun can also represent the father as well, or whoever was that dominant masculine role in your life. The third house overall deals with our communication, our speech, our intellect. It's the written or the spoken word. It can also be siblings, cousins. It can be short distance travel. It can be technology sometimes, or any form of technology that does deal with communication, such as social media. So when you guys have Sun in that third house, basically for you guys, a lot of your ego or your identity is going to be contingent upon your mind and how you guys are speaking. Now, it's interesting on this earth plane, a lot of the time, what we are meant to be doing in this lifetime, we tend to struggle in exactly that area. So it can always go into one of the two directions, either the positive direction where this energy was nurtured within you guys, so the mind, the speaking, the intellect, or it can go into the shadow of this energy where it's like it wasn't nurtured within you guys and you guys struggle to speak, or you guys struggle to express, or you guys struggle to articulate maybe even your thoughts. Sometimes this energy could even struggle in school, for example. So it really depends, because the Sun does deal with the father, or once again, whoever was that dominant masculine role in your life. This person could have played a huge part in which direction this energy went into. Either this energy was nurtured within you guys, or maybe there's a huge focus on it as well, because it is Leo in the third house as well, this energy. Sometimes this particular area of life, so for you guys, the third house is going to be the area where you guys are looking for that approval, the accolades, you guys are looking for the admiration, the applause, and sometimes you guys might not feel motivated if that applause isn't necessarily there. So it's really interesting with Leo energy, because it's like sometimes, and what I've been saying for these videos overall, it's like sometimes for Leo, it's important to understand that like the crowd isn't always going to be there, especially in the beginning. Maybe you guys have this deep desire to be heard, to speak, to write, maybe even write a book. Although with the third house, depends on the rest of the energies in your chart. The sign in here, as well as the aspects, always you guys want to look at everything. But from what I've noticed, at least with the third house, usually does tend to be shorter form writing, maybe like short stories or poems, or things like Twitter are very like third house energy as well. But regardless, maybe you guys have other placements in here where it's like you guys might want to write a book, or even journalism. Sometimes for this energy as well could be something of an interest for you guys. Even actually politics is coming through to mention as well. So it's like when you guys start to basically work on that throat chakra, and maybe you guys overcome certain fears of just like rejection, because sometimes Leo energy can also deal with rejection as well. So maybe you guys got rejected, let's say when you guys were younger, for your ideas, for your intellect, or maybe you guys felt rejected. Maybe you guys tried to speak up in a certain area and like your ideas weren't received in a positive sense. Once again, this can go into one of two directions. Either you guys continue not speaking and not sharing your ideas, or it goes into the opposite direction, which is sometimes you guys are really speaking and sharing everything and really wanting to be heard. That's that energy here. It's like the energy really wants to be heard. So for you guys, a lot of your sense of self and your ego and your identity is going to be contingent upon, once again, your mind, your ideas, your intellect, and being heard. So it's like, because this can give the undertone of having that Leo Mercury, sometimes Leo Mercury can really go into the energy. If we're looking at it, I mean, you guys can look at this, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's up to you guys. But sometimes this energy can really go into just like talking a lot, sharing a lot, and really just talking about themselves. So this is something to keep in mind, this energy, because it's like if you guys are able to go into some sort of realm, or maybe career, or maybe some sort of outlet for you guys where you guys are able to share and speak your ideas, that's probably going to be the ideal case scenario for you guys. So probably if we look at a lot of podcasters or people who are sharing their ideas in this way, or even politicians, like people who love to hear themselves speak or just like share their ideas, they're probably going to have this energy taking place within their chart, whether it's Sun in the third house, or Leo occupying their third house, or even having that Leo Mercury as well. But it's like, once again, it's like you guys are balancing this energy within you guys, because it's like either you guys went from like the suppression of the voice where you guys weren't able to express, and then you guys go into the other extreme. I kind of call this the pendulum swing, when we are basically integrating energies within us. It goes from one extreme into the opposite extreme, where it's like you guys are constantly sharing. Maybe you guys are just like the only ones talking and you guys don't notice you guys are the only ones talking, maybe you guys interrupt people, maybe you guys somehow like turn the conversation back on yourselves. So it's like when you're going through this pendulum swing, it's like, again, you go from the one shadow into the other extreme, and eventually you guys neutralize somewhere in the middle, which is like the best version or like the most balanced energy for a sun in the third house is going to be someone who is sharing their ideas, but not in like a domineering type of way where it's like, oh, just listen to me, or I'm not going to listen to anybody else. It's a person who's going to be able to use their throat chakra in this way to kind of get the recognition for their ideas, maybe speaking with other people, maybe having, let's say, like a panel or something of that sort where everybody kind of gets their own turn to speak. For you guys, the main name of the game for you guys in this lifetime is to basically learn and master the throat chakra is really what that is, because this is going to be connected to your identity, which is that solar plexus chakra. So once again, the energy can either go into that positive direction or the shadow direction, and whichever direction this energy went into, you guys would have to look and explore in terms of the father or that dominant masculine role in your lives to see how this person nurtured this energy within you, or maybe how are they. So for example, let's say they were very domineering in terms of the way they spoke, or just like always sharing their ideas or speaking over everyone and these types of things. You guys might maybe have like a negative connotation with this energy now, and it's like you guys might not share your ideas at all, for example, because you guys don't want to be like that. Okay, so it's like you don't want to go into that energy either. So you guys are balancing basically this energy within you guys. That's kind of how I see astrology. It's like the energy's there because it is a plane of duality. It can either go into the divine version or the shadow version. But the thing is, ultimately at the end of the day, it's something that you're mastering in this lifetime. That's how I see it. Usually it's something that even maybe in a previous lifetime you didn't get to fully express. So anytime I see third house energy in a natal chart, usually what this signifies to me personally is this person wasn't able to speak or share their ideas, and in this lifetime you're really coming through with that desire line to share your ideas, exercise that throat chakra, work with the written or the spoken word is really what that is in this lifetime. So the way that you guys find the outlet is going to be contingent really on the rest of the energies in your natal chart. Like I mentioned, it could be PR, it could be marketing, it could be journalism, it could be writing blogs, it could just be like working in like the social media aspect of things for a certain company, like the communications aspect of things. Maybe you guys do this for yourselves, because it depends on the rest of the energies in your natal charts. Maybe you guys, let's say, start your own social media business, or maybe you guys are a social media personality where you guys share your ideas. Maybe it's going to be a podcast that you guys have where you guys are sharing your ideas with other people. But keep in mind, there's that shadowy aspect of the energy. So it's like if you guys are definitely trying to be heard, make sure you guys don't go into the shadow where it's like sometimes, I'm not sure if you guys have seen, sometimes people have debates and then like people start arguing and like people start interjecting themselves, and then it's just like nobody really wants to watch that. I mean, sometimes people do like to enjoy watching like those chaotic types of things, but it really depends, I guess, what your ultimate end goal is and what you guys are trying to achieve, and to balance that energy within yourselves of just like sharing your ideas overall, because it's like you guys probably have a lot to say and a lot of good ideas to share. It's just going to be the delivery that you guys are basically working on in this particular lifetime. Now, another thing that I also want to mention is that the sun deals with the ego, so you guys can kind of look at it as like the solar plexus chakra. It's like the identity and what you guys put maybe a lot of your self-worth on, especially if we look at it from like the lens of Leo. So it's like for you guys, a lot of your self-worth could be very much connected to your ability to speak, your ability to articulate, your ability to share your ideas, because it is the third house. You guys are probably going to have a lot of information or just like a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things. I can even see this energy like those individuals, just like the visual that I'm getting is like back in the day when there used to be those game shows, or maybe they still have them these days, I'm not sure, but you know, those game shows, and people kind of have to have a wide range of knowledge, and in those game shows it's like a competition for who's going to win, or just like you have to answer a certain amount of questions, kind of like trivia almost. This energy is going to be very good at this. Like you guys are going to have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things. So maybe that could be something of an interest for you guys as well, something of the sort where it's like you guys are sharing all of these ideas, or maybe you guys have had that interest in the past to like apply to something like that if they are doing those types of game shows these days still. So that's kind of like the overall vibe here. But really what I wanted to also mention was just like the fact that a lot of your self-worth is connected to this. So sometimes if you guys aren't able to share your ideas, or maybe you guys don't have the answer to something, you guys can really take that as like a hit, let's say to your ego, or just like really be down on yourselves for maybe not knowing the answer to something or something of the sort. So it's like it's going to be important to kind of just like not put so much pressure on yourselves to, let's say, know everything or have all the answers, or just like constantly have to have an answer for something as well. So there's that aspect of it as well, where it's like the ego is very closely connected to, once again, the mind, the written or the spoken word, and your ideas and sharing these types of things. So sometimes if you guys aren't able to do that, it can really like affect you guys or affect affect your self-esteem. So maybe this is something that you guys might have to work on within yourselves. The thing is, in terms of astrology, I don't see anything as good or bad. It's just the energy that we have in our natal charts. The energy can either go into the positive direction or into the shadow direction. It really depends as to which way you guys are going, and sometimes it can also be a potential. That's kind of how I see astrology. So it's going to be up to you guys to see how you guys are going to work on this energy within. If there really is something that you guys want to do in terms of speaking and sharing your voice and being on that stage in that way, and to be recognized for your mind and your ideas and your throat chakra in this way, maybe something you guys have written, you guys can kind of have your eyes on the prize and just like focus on that and see how can you guys get to that end goal. Because the third house can also be all about networking as well, and all about who you know and not what you know. So maybe you guys have something that you guys want to launch, let's say some sort of idea or something of this sort, where it's like, you know, the end goal can be maybe received faster if you guys make certain connections or you guys meet certain people that help you guys get to where it is that you guys are trying to go. One more thing that I do want to say for this energy as well, because it is connected to that Leo energy, the sun energy, is that Leo, for them, it's like sometimes this energy can really go into the whole belief system of like all publicity is good publicity. So you guys can like kind of really go into like maybe trying to get the attention for your ideas in a shadow sense. Or this energy can really go even into like gossiping sometimes, or just like drama in this way. Like I can see this like playing out in like those, like once again, like even reality TV shows where like certain people are kind of like spreading rumors about other people, let's say in like the villa or the house, where it's like it's good TV because it creates drama for like the people to watch, for example. But again, you guys can take this whether it's a positive or negative thing, but again, it's like you guys are still looking for the attention in this particular way. So it can manifest into this direction as well. But overall, sun in the third house is the written or the spoken word, speaking, writing, sharing, communicating. It could be social media as well, because it can also deal sometimes with your siblings or even cousins. Maybe you guys work with your siblings or your cousins in this way, where it's like maybe you guys are working on something to do with like communication together, or it's like they connect you to a job in this particular area as well. Or there could have also been maybe competition amongst the siblings or the cousins as well, where it's like you were maybe the one that wanted to be heard, or you weren't heard and you were fighting to be heard. So it can manifest in a lot of different ways, but this is the overall idea for sun in the third house. So I'm going to wrap up this video here. I do hope you guys enjoyed my video on sun in the third house. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.